Hello everyone. Today in this special video, I will be telling you all my secret that I have been suggesting my students for last 20 years of teaching. I hope these hidden secrets will also help you in improving your English and to score better marks. This video is divided into my top 10 suggestions, out of which first 5 are to be followed throughout the academic session. These points will not only help you in scoring better marks but also improve your English in communicating with others in different situations of a daily life. The other 5 points are to be followed while writing your exam to attract the examiner evaluating your answer book. So without any further ado, let's start with the basic ideas.
So, dear students, point number one is learn basic grammar rules. Basic grammar rules, it is very vital to be familiar with rules of grammar. Sentence structure, voices like active and passive voice, and rules of narration, direct and indirect sentences. For example, you must know how to form sentences in different situations. Generally, it is found that students face difficulty in making sentences in daily situations. So, it's my advice that you must be very confident, very expert in basic rules of grammar so that you can form sentence in different situations. And the point number two is learn more and more words and sentences in English and use them in your daily practice of writing and speaking. For example, generally people hesitate to speak English because they cannot do it fluently, but speaking in few sentences, you can make it a practice that first you start from few words of English in your daily conversation and then few sentences in your daily conversation. And during conversation it can be a good start. So if you are using few words or words and sentences of English in daily conversation, you can be confident to start speaking in English conversation, and then it become your habit. You can speak in English fluently. And point number three is learn different types of writings in English. Different types of writing in English means, for example, debate writing, speech writing, article writing, report writing, and letter writing. So there are other different type of writing in your course also, and if you are familiar with all these kinds of different writings like debate writing, speech writing, report writing, article writing, so letter writing, so you can be very expert in writing good English, and also you can make a practice of speaking those debate writing and speech writing also. And whenever you get opportunity to participate in debates and speeches in your schools and other places, you must actively participate in those events like debate writing and speech writing. So in that way you can gain confidence and you can be very expert in speaking English and also writing English. Point number five is diary writing. You all must have heard of Anne Frank. Anne Frank, you know, the popular English writer who used to write her daily experiences in a diary, and she also became a popular writer then. And similarly, you can write your daily experiences in your diary in English, and this will certainly help you in molding out your thoughts, and you can get a good platform to express, to ventilate your thoughts and emotions and reactions on daily events, whatever you have been doing throughout the day. At the end of the day, before going to bed, you can write your experiences in your diary in English and keeping your opinion, and this will certainly help you building up confidence, and this confidence will certainly make you an expert in writing English. So it is my advice that you must make it a daily practice to keep up a diary and write your experiences daily in that diary. Now I am going to share with you the biggest problem a student face while writing the exam. They face difficulty in expressing their ideas. This piece of advice will add a feather in your cap. And now point number 6. Point number 6 is attempting the question paper in sequence and start writing your exam from objective type multiple choice questions and very short type questions, and this will help you gain confidence. This will help you gain confidence, and because objective questions and very short type questions are easier than other questions. If you know the basic concepts also, they are not much time consuming. So it is my advice that you must start from objective type questions and MCQ type questions and very short answer type questions, because it will help you in making a time management, and you will also gain confidence and build up your confidence, and then you should attempt other difficult questions. And point number 7, making your own time management. Making your own time management depending on your speed, because every student differ in writing speed. Pay attention on the word limit of every question which is required and also given in the question. For example, short answer type questions require 30 to 40 words each and 50 words each, and long question require 100 to 120 words. So you have to pay attention on the word limit of the question required and write your answer accordingly. Write your accordingly, not more, not less. Okay, not more, not less. Point number 8 is system for phrasing your long answers. System for phrasing your long answers. While writing a long answer, make sure that your answer has a beginning, development and closing of your answer. Long answer writing, for example, article writing or letter writing or report writing, generally students start writing summary of the question. Whatever ideas they have, they start writing abruptly without any planning. So it's my advice to you that you must divide your answer in 3 parts, and these 3 parts can be the beginning of your answer, how to start your answer, and then development, how to develop your answer, then and then closing. So beginning, development and closing of your answer should be the requirement of long answer type questions. In that way you can gain good marks. So you have to keep these 3 points in mind for long answers: beginning, development and closing of your answer. Point number 9, understanding the need of the question. Understanding the need of the question, student should understand the need of the question. What is the requirement of the question? What happens generally? It happens generally that students start attempting the question according to their own point of view. So whatever they know, they start writing abruptly. They don't go on the need of the question required. So first read the question carefully and keep in mind that what is required there. In general, long questions, students generally start writing summary and they write the whole summary of the chapter. So this is not a good idea. Students should understand the need of the question and include necessary value points. So you must keep in mind what are the value points that should be included in that question, in the answer, so that they can obtain full marks. If you want to obtain full marks, you have to write value points for that question. Sometimes the student write their opinion and knowledge of the whole chapter, whole lesson, whatever they know, they start writing in that question, thinking that this is the long question and I must write everything in that question, in that answer. So this is not a good idea. You must go on the need of the question, what is required in the question. So you must make a value point list. For example, 4 or 5 value points should be there, and then you must start explaining them. Don't write whole summary, don't write whole knowledge of the chapter, don't display your knowledge that I know everything. This is not required there. What is required according to the need of the question, this is the first and foremost condition. And student, now point number 10. This is the last but not the least important advice. Last but not the least important advice is that presentation is most important. Presentation is most important thing. Try writing the answer in good handwriting and using good sentences, good words, phrases without any overwriting. So you must make it a habit that you increase your word power, you increase your vocabulary, you must learn good sentences. This can be by the by your daily practice, of writing English newspaper, English magazines, and more ideas from different books and your syllabus book or your course book. So when you are familiar with good words and sentences, you can coin them according to the need of the question, and you can include them in your answer. This is called transfer of knowledge. Transfer knowledge, whatever you have learned, you can include it in your answer. So when there will be good words, good sentences, so then you will certainly get good marks. So this is called presentation of your answer through good words and good sentences. And writing and presentation on the answer book is also very important. So keep in mind this important advice, students. Students, I hope that all these valuable points will certainly help you in improving your English. And I should say not only your English subject but also will be very helpful in improving your writing in other subjects also. You are attempting your answers, you are writing an exam, then these points will certainly help you in other subjects also. And I hope that this video will be very helpful for you, and you find it helpful. Please subscribe my channel and like and share this video. It will be a great appreciation for me. And I hope that you all are safe in this second wave of COVID-19, and please stay at home and keep yourself and your family safe. All the best. Thank you very much. Jai Gurudev.